Yo, it's time to show the beautiful people how we. It's time to show the beautiful people. Ijoya, let's go, Ijoya, let's go. Ho! Let's go. Ah. Ejo. One bit of taloni jo. One two bit of taloni flow. Deshola, loni jo. Te bagba. What you eat on as we do, I'm so one of artists also Atiguro Awala Heroes Awala ni. Everybody sing lyrics Lori go lyrics Oro Lori Gogo Heroes Lori Gogo
Come on now, it's time to show the beautiful people how we get down. Yes. Hello, brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and uncle and aunties and boys and girls and he and she and they and them and everybody. Welcome to HD. Of course, you're watching us in high definition, but that's not what this is. As you know, this is what? Hero's Diary, the show that celebrates the success story of the black hero. So, as always, I try to always get the hero on this show. And today, without wasting any time, MC Weird.
Here we go again. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. Ijoya, back that ass. Ijoya. What you gonna do? Where you gonna hide? When we run the show and you show the vibe. Ijoya, back that ass. Ijoya, I want Ijoya. Yes, Ijoya. It's awesome. It's like you go into the studio, all of a sudden there's this new verse that pops up in your head.
Oh wow!
You write it down, you spit it through the microphone in the studio, so it's almost the same. So
learning
the lines, and then what I love about this role, I get to improvise as well. So
okay, so it is freestyle.
This is an awesome experience.
You got your lines and then you have freestyle.
Yeah, out.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! But now it changes. Get out, this is my space, this is my yard, my garage. What's they do now?
Yes, I'm loving this.
Are you back to do music? You also say you found Jesus. Are you back to do gospel music? Are you still rapping? What does back mean?
I'm an artist. And in the same vein, I'm now a minister of the word as well.
What's up, sister?
I'm in the building.
Come on now. Vibe me. Let me feel you, sis.
It's me, the weird MC, the Rappatina, Mama, Miss Energy, the Rappatina.
Hey, Oshay, let's feel that energy. What's happening, sis? How have you been, man? How's life?
I've been.
Yeah, brr. What's brr, man? What's brr?
I don't know. I think one day I was just playing around.
Yeah.
And I just went brr.
Brr.
So when I'm spitting on stage, performing, it just comes, hey, somebody make some noise.
Yeah.
Let me hear you say brrr.
And they responded to you.
And they go brrr. Some will go brah. I'll be like, no, mine is brrr.
So what you say? The brrr.
It's brrr.
That's B-R-R-R-R. How many R?
As many as you can.
As many as you can. How long can you go with it? That's it. Come on now, let's go. All right, now welcome to Hero's Diary, man. We really, really, really are honored to have you here. This is like sitting before. Now, not if you call God for this kind of thing. You know that kind of thing.
No.
But this is sitting before some sort of holiness, man. Like seriously, to me personally, I mean, we all, you have no idea what you mean to us. Do you? To start with.
First of all, holiness is reserved for only one.
That's why I say we know if you go that side.
We
We
can't.
can't touch that
Only
angle.
to the holy, living,
holy.
eternal God.
Yeah.
But we're his children. We're his children.
Do you
It's
have-
it's an honor to be
Yeah.
here. First of all, thanks for inviting me. I'm deeply honored. We've been doing this forever. It's in the DNA. It's deeply embedded in the DNA. I guess when God put me together, he deposited these special capabilities on the inside of me, and I'm grateful. And I can only steward as much as I can.
What do you have that the world doesn't have? What's the special thing that God deposited in you that nobody else has?
The song, the energy, the manner of expression, the evergreenness of the songs. I haven't even put out music in a very, very long time. And anytime I go out, when are we getting new stuff from you and all that kind of stuff? And people around me will always say, that's really, really special. You've been quiet for like a long time and people are still asking and demanding for new material from you. That is a blessing right there. So I feel like he's given me this grace of, I want to use that word, evergreenness, and it's almost like, as I get older, it's like sweeter, how it is, the older the
fine
wine,
wine.
the sweeter, yeah, it's like vintage.
Come
So
on.
it's a gift, and I'm really, really grateful to him.
Right. So it's been like you said, it's been long coming. It's been a while now. Where have you been?
I've been hibernating.
Come on.
When you say you plant the tree, you plant the seed,
Yeah.
but the seed is going to blow up once again into a tree.
Yeah.
And there are times that you uproot and you replant again. So I would say God has like replanted me in that secret place, and then now it's time to come back out again.
So you're coming back out now.
Absolutely.
Oh shit! So we're getting.
And we're working on new stuff.
We're working on new stuff. Okay, we'll go into new
working
stuff.
on
We'll
new
go
stuff.
into new stuff later. But let's talk about what we all know. Like you, the weird MC that just popped out. What? Allen Avenue. Take us back small now. Let's just for in case of people. Because the thing is, we got Hero's Diary now. We're reaching out to so many people, the social media and all these guys watching now, and a lot of them are Gen Z. That kind of thing now. They're watching. What's this hype about this lady? What's the situation? Let's go. Who are you? What's happening?
First of all, I'm even no gen, school.
Yeah?
I'm not old school. I'm not new school. I'm no
on.
school.
Yeah.
Period. I'm just
You're Gen Z.
evergreen. I'm just evergreen.
Yeah, cool.
I started out with a group called the Weirdos.
Weirdos.
5 of us.
Yeah.
We did the whole university and polytechnic circuit. We would do songs by Cameo, by 5 Star, by Gap Band. We were just like getting gig ready, sharpening the skills. I started to
Nigeria?
write. Yeah, Nigeria. I started to write the lyrics. We'll get the instrumentals. Woldini, Curtis Blow, Run DMC. Big Daddy Kane. Flipping the lyrics, spitting bars and stuff like that. Just putting it down, and we started to do shows. Unilag, Yabatek, we went everywhere. Lasu, Osu, we're just getting ready, just digging it, and it was really, really awesome. Then after a while, I relocated to the United Kingdom with a couple of my friends as well, and I decided
How
I
old were you
wanted
then?
to. I can't even remember, man. That's forever. That's forever.
That's ages.
Ages ago, and my very, very first step out was at the Hackney Empire. They used to have this thing called the Club 291 talent contest. It's almost like the United Kingdom's version of the America's Apollo. And it is really, really, horrible. If you don't do well, you get booed off stage. They come at you with the baseball bat, and they take you off the stage. And I saw people crying who had gone on stage before me, and I was just telling myself, Shala, you've got to kill this.
You believed you could
No
do it.
excuses. Kill this.
Kill the thing.
No, I already got like a feeler at the audition stage. I could see that they were feeling me, but I knew that this was the moment of truth.
Right.
You understand? Hackney, Club to Now and Club. I come on the first few bars, I see everybody screaming, and I'm like, yeah, I got this. So I kept on. Everybody was just going crazy, mad,
Feeling you.
The chorus, yo, it's Weird MC, bring the noise. That was the very, very first song that I wrote. Yo, it's Weird MC. So they would respond, bring the noise, and I was like, wow. It was like 20 to 30 of us, and it started to stream down. Each week I kept going back. Then the last three. So I came third, someone else, for second. But for me, it was the experience. And for the very, very first time, I'm like, yes, I can really do this, like
Something here.
professionally. And the fact that I was able to cut across to an international crowd, that spoke volumes. Then after that, I put an advert in the Hip Hop Connection magazine here in the United Kingdom. And I think after like a couple of days, somebody responded to me. Somebody called Kevin Best. Oh, I saw your ad. Let's hook up. Then I went down to his house in Upton Park. And he really, really loved what he heard. I already had an idea of what I wanted to do because my influences at the time were Money Love, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper. So I had an idea of what I wanted to put out. And we recorded two singles. One was called Let's Get Wet. The other was called Wanna Make You Jack. Wanna Make You Jack just blew up, And I think after like a few months, I had the opportunity to put that same song on a compilation called In Full Swing. So you're seeing In Full Swing, I can see my name, I'm seeing Elisha Laverne, I'm seeing MC Juice, I'm seeing Rhythm and Bass, I'm seeing Rhythm Within, I'm like, wow. And then we started to do these shows. And then one of those shows, you see Aaron Hall in the audience. I'm like, that's Aaron Hall from Guy.
Wow.
Man. You gotta kill
What, same Aaron Hall?
Same Aaron Hall.
Wow,
I'm like,
okay. Okay.
I was like, if Aaron Hall is there, that means that Teddy Riley will not be far away, But Teddy didn't come, Aaron checked out the set. It's amazing to see someone like Aaron Hall bump into your stuff. And then there was another show again. We used to have the Jeans Carnival, DJ Abbas, DJ KC, Jimmy the Bald-Headed Guy. And then I'm performing, and then I'm looking over and I'm like, that's Aaliyah right there, man.
Aaliyah.
Yeah, Aaliyah.
Oh, we are so rest in peace now. Oh dear. You have cornered people.
And then so my brother is like, and I'm like, so because we saw the Aaliyah, I was like, so we started to
Kill it tonight.
Then came off stage, oh hi, well done, wow, I think she was in town, and then somebody brought her out to come and check out, and then she goes, what part of New York are you from? I said, no, I'm Niger, Lagos. And she's like, what? You guys understand hip hop music and everything, She was like, man, I really like what you did and everything. This is someone that we listen to. Hey,
Yes.
my ears were like, So we went backstage, you were shouting, man, Aaliyah was checking us out, that kind of thing, That really makes you feel, that really makes you see that, man, you're onto something really, really special here. Do you understand? And then I just continued to perform, and then one of those days, I came across a couple of music consultants. They called the Sholaris.
Right.
Apparently, they were looking for new acts to sign for a label back home in Nigeria called Disc Entertainment. Right. And somebody introduced us. So I started to pitch my stuff, and they're like, wow, we really like what you do. It's different. Because, when I started recording, we did, like I said, we did Let's Get Wet, and we also did Wanna Make You Jack. But I wanted something really, really unique. I said, man, I want to blend Afrobeats and hip hop together.
Let's go back home.
Let's go back home.
Take them back. Take them.
And do you know why? And do you know where that inspiration came from? I noticed that the American rappers, they would take stuff, they would sample their heroes. They would sample a James Brown. You hear KRS-One or Rakim.
Yeah.
You hear, a James Brown sample. You hear Bootsy Collins. And I'm thinking, I can do KSA or Obey or Fela, but it was
shit.
more like Fela.
Shit.
The bass guitar, the symphonies, the guitar riffs,
Yeah.
the organic sounds, And there was a particular song that I just kept listening to at the time.
Who we down?
Then the horns. Look and Laugh by Fela Kuti.
Oh, right.
And I played. I took it to my producer. I said, "Man, listen." And he was like, "What's this?" I'm like, "This is music. This is called Afrobeat music from Nigeria." So I told him what I wanted to do. I saw that he just jumped on the vision. He laid down the beat, and then we took the guitar sample, put it down, put the horns, took part of the bass, and we just went for that grungy hip hop feel. So that was the very, very, very first time that you see the marriage between hip hop and Afrobeat. With the single T now.
Okay.
And then, Allen Avenue, well, you're making me look good and laugh, And then, like I said, the music consultants who were in the market looking for talent to sign for disc entertainment were like, whoa, this is it. This is a jump off single. This is it. And coincidentally, the whole album was done, and I just gave it a title, Simply Weird. I wanted it to be different, weird MC, simply weird. Everything was just cutthroat. Everything was just completely, countercultural about it. Especially even the CD cover. I went to Kwamo and I'm like, he has beautiful dogs. So one of his dogs, then I put a couple, a pair of shades on the dog, and the dog was still. So I was like, quickly. So we started to take the pictures, and Kwamo was just looking at me like, And at the time, like I said, I went totally countercultural. No hair, I was bald, everything. Had my Timberland boots, had my T-shirt, I just wanted to poke culture in the eye, I don't like doing things that have been done before. I don't like it when it's too safe, when it's too conservative. I'm going to come and poke holes in it, it's my mission.
How old were you then, if I may just chip in? Please.
This is 1996. This is 1996. I was 30 at the time.
Why did you want to be different? What does being different mean to you?
I just feel that we're all created uniquely and differently. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. We're different. Why would I want to be like someone else? Do you understand?
Do you not think that if you're different, you don't get accepted? Because young people these days, that's the big deal. They think, you got to go with the crowd. You want the likes, you want the hits, you want the followership and all this kind of stuff. You got to go with the flow. But don't you think being different will mark you out?
I think being different makes you stand out. People pay attention to that. You're different. There's something about you that's so refreshingly different. Who are you? And then you start to show them who you are. Why would you want to blend into a crowd when that's actually your destiny? You've been crafted, you've been uniquely put together to be different anyway. I don't understand why we have to roll with the crowd. Why would I want to be like you? Why would you want to be like me? We're supposed to complement one another, not like look like each other. That's boring right there. There's something you're bringing to the table and vice versa. Then we come together and collaborate, and it just explodes into something that's really, really different. Even the stage name Weird MC, people are like, I was like, what's wrong? Why are you guys gasping?
Why that? We're going to get
it's
to that.
It's different. Like I told you, I was in a group called the Weirdos anyway, and I went solo, and I thought, Weird MC.
So
Weird means
was that a group of all of them who know well?
Not necessarily.
All Weirdos.
But in
Weirdos
context,
come together. Weirdos
in context, you understand. If you look to your left, my friend who came with me, she was like one of the main choreographers. She would do songs by Karen White. Her way of expressions. We were really, really, really different. Even when we were performing at the time, going around the universities, they were like, "There's something different about you guys. You're really different. You're like a fusion of 5 Star. There's a hint of Gap Band. There's a hint of Whodini. There's a hint of KRS-One. There's a hint of Salt and Pepper. Wow, they could, and that's what I loved about it. You couldn't put us in a box. And for me, that's what creativity is about. You should not be able to put me in the box. The day you're able to put me in the box, then I've stopped creating. I've stopped being an artist. You shouldn't be able to pigeonhole me. It should be very, very difficult for you to do. Do you understand? So like I said, we finished, and they were like, we want to take this to Nigeria to shop. And I heard that in minutes, the MD was screaming, I want this. So I went back to Nigeria, gave them my terms. I gave you a finished product. I'm not getting, this is not a fresh recording deal. I'll do an LPD deal with you, at best, a licensing, pressing, and distribution deal, because I'm giving you a finished master. I've already done my recordings on my own. Production is done. You're not paying for my sessions,
How did you know so much about all that at that time?
Because at the time, I joined the Musicians Union.
Right.
Yeah, and they would give us leaflets. They started to educate us. You need to know about these things.
I'm asking that now because a lot of young artists, a lot of young people who want to be artists and musicians, and they just want an opportunity just to get out there. They just want to put their stuff out there. How do you get aware about, the agreement, the contractual terms, what are your rights and obligations and stuff like that? Because you seem to be aware of that at that stage in your career. How does the young person know these things that you know and you've been able to exhibit?
Like I said, join the MU, the Musicians Union. Yeah. If you go to the Stratum, office, they will give you leaflets. You see things about merchandising, touring, vetting your contracts, your points. Oh, how do you start? Avoiding cross-collateralization of your deals. So at a very, very young age, I got interested.
Right.
But I noticed that some people were like, oh, this is long-winded. What is all this? I'm like, but I was just really, really curious about those kind of things as well, So I started to read, I started to study. So to a point, I knew what to say to them. And I guess they were also like, it made the job easy for them as well to just go in and pitch. And I'm like, just remember that this is not a recording deal.
Right.
This is an LPD deal.
Right.
I've already given you my finished masters, and this is what I want, Because I also heard that at the time, it was really, really difficult for you to get an advance when you signed, but I stood my ground that I wanted to collect an advance because I had already invested an X amount of money. And the next stage is where we need to go and shoot videos and stuff like that. And luckily for us, we had, you should remember Clapperboard TV.
Yeah, I remember that back
TV,
then.
They were in the same building with Disc Entertainment.
Yeah.
And then there was another guy called Reward James. He was like coming up, like like a Spike Lee in a sense, but he tilted more towards doing music videos. And I thought, oh, I like him. He's countercultural. Let's come together. Let's do something really crazy and really, really different. And I remember we got all the cameras, we got all the equipment, we hit Allen Avenue, because somebody wanted us to do the green screen. I'm like, nah,
no
this
chance.
kind of song, I'm not
Gotta
doing no green
feel the
screen
real
stuff.
thing.
Let's hit the streets, let's feel the grit, feel it. So we're just driving around on a Sunday and filming and shooting, doing the intro, where I was playing the cab driver and the passenger at the same time, drop, show up, Allen Avenue. So, playing that part, it was really, really fun shooting that video. And we put it out, and it blew my mind. The reception, I was like, whoa, what is going on? People were like, this is really different. But some were like, we don't understand. What's in be this? I said, music now, you understand? But before then, I had to go and clear the sample.
Yeah.
So someone who was really, really close to Fela took me to go and see Baba. And I'm like, Baba, see what's happened. I've sampled your song. You can laugh. Yeah, because I wanted to clear the sample. I wanted to do it properly. So we went to see Fela. And the first few bars, and he just said they should stop the tape. That it's done. This is what I'm talking about.
Fela signed it.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You people should come back home. You go they do your rap. You go they blow for ne. This is somebody who lives abroad, and she's doing Pidgin, and she's used my music, and she's come. You are doing all this Yankee thing.
Yeah,
You just said, go ahead. For Africa, you're cool. If you're going outside Africa, then he told me, how we could do that. I said, but for now, you're cleared. Go. That was like,
I give you blessing.
I was like, wow,
Oh shit.
He liked it. Then the video. What he loved about the video, the clean shave, no hair. It was like, that man, a true African to the core. Very, very, very intelligent man, and very open, very friendly. No airs, no ego.
I mean, let's talk about that experience. Meeting Baba Anikulapo.
Mind blowing.
What was that like? What was that?
Mind
First of all, were
blowing.
you scared going?
I was
in
nervous.
there?
I wasn't scared, but I was nervous. Like, will he say yes? Will he say no? What if he says, we're waiting be this? I'm like, hey. But I had that confidence. Well, no, but I'm supposed to like this song now, And so so it was like, it was already bumping. So I was like, at least he's bumping his head. Then just the next week, I just told them to stop the music. Said, just did like this.
Wow.
Thumbs up.
Wow.
Said, go ahead.
There you go.
And he just kept emphasizing on the fact that you didn't go and tap no Yankee stuff. You came back home. You took mine and then you took it. You put a whole new interpretation on the music, and I was like, wow. So from that time, sometimes I'll go to the African Shrine just to watch. Just go and watch. I was also studying. Because I love to perform also live on stage with a live band. So. Yeah. I would say when I go to the African Shrine, I'm not just there to be entertained. I'm learning. I'm taking notes. I'm watching. I'm looking at everything, gestures, movements. I'm like, interesting. And then the following year, I got signed up to do Loud in Lagos.
Right.
Benson and Edge's Golden Tones.
Benson and Edge's.
So I started with Kicking in Kano. Kicking in Kano. I went to Kicking in Kano, and it was just mad. And what I would never ever forget about Kicking in Kano is that the guys who came from the United Kingdom said we would never ever put you on stage early again. That we didn't know that you were this energetic on stage. So you are going to be
because you stole the show.
So you're going to be either second to the last or the last. That we didn't know. Now that we know,
no
and then I remember the camera guys. They were like, oh my! They stopped. They actually stopped filming me. They couldn't follow me around. They couldn't keep up. So they just like, oh, please, but let's just stop. If she comes around us, we'll film. Because we can't follow her. We literally can't follow her. Do you understand? So
But that was quite groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah.
Apart from the likes of the Fela and obviously the Sonia days and all that who had done that. At that time, in Nigeria, there was no hunger for. No, maybe there was, but we did not know at the time that there was hunger for indigenous stuff, for mixing, cultural stuff, our engineer stuff with sort of like Western kind of thing, and which happened much later, obviously with the likes of you gave birth to and all of that. But why would you at that time think that this, coming back home, like all these things you've talked about, getting all these instrumentals, listening to all these guys, and why do you think that could work? Because at the time, I remember I was young at that time, all we were listening to was Tupac and Biggie and, and Dr. Dre and all these guys and Ali and Aliyah and all this kind of stuff. That's what we wanted to go, because if we went to a party, then that was all we ever heard. Why did you think that this could work?
I believe that when you create, you're also taking a risk. But I just knew that there has to be more than this, than just listening to all this American stuff on, the radio. And I haven't got beef or anything, but I just felt that, come on, let's put our stuff, let's do something really different. Let's poke our fingers at our culture, something because people are like, are you sure this is going to work? I'm like, just leave that thing. Let's go first. Let's go and find out first if it's going to work or not. Let's do it. Let's not shy away from it. But I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be unique. Unique kind of. It was like a concoction, like you're putting different ingredients together. And I remember JJ was like, man, this is dope, man. This is cool. Other rappers were like, man, this is really cool. But people were like, how are you gonna market this? And I remember at the time, people didn't know where to place me. They kept saying, we don't know where to place you. I'm like, that's the point. I don't even want you to place me.
Right.
That's the point. I don't want you to place me. I'm not hip-hop. I'm not pop. I'm not Afrobeat. I'm just creating music.
I'm just popping.
It's just an expression. Do you understand? But like I said, I was really, really surprised. It just took off. It just literally took off. And one of the advantages that we even had at the time was that, like I said, we were sharing the same building with Clapperboard TV.
Yeah.
So when we had the album launch, Clapperboard TV said, we would like to cover it. So they covered it live. So it was a live telecast, and it was an album launch. So that gave it major mileage. NTA was on it. So then, like I said, I now started to do the shows.
You're right.
And then I brought a whole new interpretation to the song on stage. On stage, it was faster, it was hyper, you know. So it was really, really like crazy
Too much
on stage.
energy.
It was honestly, it was nuts on stage. You had the horns, the baritone, the trombone, the saxophone. It was full. It was full. Then you had
But then
DJ.
that's something else, because at that time, especially in Nigeria back then, you don't expect such level of energism
Oh yes.
from a woman.
Oh yes. Oh, and that was a huge issue.
How were you able to do that?
You know.
As a woman.
It was a huge issue. I wasn't even looking at gender. I just wanted to express myself, but it was a huge problem.
Wow.
And a huge issue. People, oh, she's got to be on something. Is that natural? We don't even know. Is she cooking something somewhere before she comes on stage?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that people were spying on me. Honestly,
were
I
you
didn't
ever
know.
on something?
No. My
Ever
something
tried?
is on the inside.
Wow, okay.
I even remember one of those shows. Two-Face was like, we were literally like wondering, where is this energy coming from? And then with time, because they hung around me a lot,
Yeah.
and now notice that there was nothing. It was just high energy. And where I'm coming from as well, with my background with the Weirdos, the people I grew up listening to and watching, the likes of Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Salt and Pepper. So I've always had that orientation, like, when you go on that stage, you've got to kill it.
Kill it.
So it was really, really fresh and new. They were like, they couldn't place it. Like, what is this? They couldn't place it. But that's what also endeared, me to a lot of people. Like I remember Mama Onye Kanwin was like, wow, I love your energy on stage. I remember Shino Peters. He used to really like encourage me. Ras Kimono. They used to really, really, really encourage me and stuff like that. And I had an opportunity once to do a performance.
Right.
I think it was with Lagbaja
Okay.
at the motherland.
Yeah.
Lagbaja would just be like, "Come on stage, Joe. What do you mean you want to come to motherland and be sitting now?" So I had those kind of opportunities as
Yeah.
well. And then I was now starting to get ready for the second album. Once again, I like to poke it. I said, I want to hijack Big Bro, Fela Kuti. I said, I'm doing Palava.
Okay.
I'm doing Palava.
Yeah.
Another hip-hop interpretation, but this time I want you to come and play the saxophone live. I don't want to sample live. I said, let's do it now. You understand? We got into the studio. That was I was like, Fela Kuti is with me in the studio. That was such a wonderful, wonderful experience as well. And then I just took that break. I just took that break, lost interest for a while. But while I was away, I came back to the United Kingdom, and then I had this opportunity to start to tour with an ensemble called the Shrine Sound System.
Right.
But they're a digital version of the Shrine. So you
Right.
see DJ Rita Ray,
Right.
DJ Nicky Lucas, Max. Then you see Baba, Tony Allen playing the live drums.
Wow.
You're
just dropping
you
names
see
here,
Mr.
man.
Culture, you see Mr. Culture and the talking drums.
Come on now.
And we started to tour. We started to go to places like Russia, Ukraine. I'm like, what?
Wow.
They're liking our stuff in places like this. I was like, we started to travel. That's when I got indoctrinated. If I, for a lack of a word, I started to listen to a lot of acid, drum and bass, and I'm like, hold on, this is something here. Then I started to put a template together. And when I was traveling at the time, I was also taking a course by the side at the Institute of Music and Technology in Deptford. So I was already also digging deep into production, programming, sampling, and all that kind of stuff. Then one day this template just dropped in my heart. Like, what if you marry garage and Afrobeats, Africa together? What would that sound like? Because I'd already had a slice. Mr. Culture on stage playing the talking drum.
Yeah.
You had the Shrine Sound System, the
Yeah.
digital version. We were going to places like Norway.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I was like, Norway, what? Especially in Russia. I was like, Russia.
Wow.
Ukraine.
Okay.
Oh, Spain? Really?
They were feeling the beat.
This is interesting, And then that was how that started.
But let's just track back a bit before we track forward. So there was a bit where you said you lost interest.
Yeah.
How do you lose interest after such a high?
Yeah. We did
How do you explain that?
We did the second album. Me, Fela Kuti, Two-Face, the Plantation Boys, everybody. And then it got caught up in what you call record label bureaucracy. I was waiting, I was waiting for almost like 8 to 9 months. And I'm like, what's going on? The album needs to drop. We've already cooked the dish. You're liking the vibes. Why isn't it dropping? And it didn't drop. And I just took off. Like, okay, I said, I don't want to do this thing again, but I was just deceiving myself. Because just before I went off to record Ijoya, I ran into somebody called JJC Skills.
Okay.
JJC
Bad guy.
JJC and the 419
Bad guy,
squad.
JJC and the 419 squad.
Yeah, so bad. So I went to meet him at the Backbone Studios to do an interview with him, because while I was back in Nigeria, I was part of the Hip Hop World magazine.
Yeah, okay.
I would do pages for them. Ayo Ademarshall.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go and interview JJC. I love the sound. I love what they're doing. I love the name JJC and the 419 squad. So I went to Backbone Studios in Southwark to interview him. And then after the interview, he said, wait, I don't understand. What's all this interview thing? What about the music? Have you, sis, you're one of the people that have inspired us to do what we're doing right now. What's all this interview thing about? Before I knew what was happening, the following week, he cooked a beat with the 419 squad. And he was like, you've got to come and spit some bars on this track, man. So it's one of those chance meetings. I got on the track of them, spit some bars, Kilonda Edro was the title of the song. And then after that moment, I got the hunger again. Master plan was on my case, like, mama, lie. Hey, Malango, you can't do that to us.
You can.
So I'm like, okay. Then after we did Kilonda Edro, something in me just got quickened, like I said. And I was already doing the tours as well. So I think everything just came together at that time. It was time to. It was a sign like it was time to go back out again. Then I called JJC. When I said JJC, I have this song that I'm working on and everything. But before I got to JJC, I'd already played the templates to Mr. Culture, and he was already like, whoa, this is mad.
The same Mr. Culture.
Yeah, that this is mad.
I love you today.
So
oh, God.
I'd already put down the template, recorded it, and JJC was just like, this is going to be a smash. I can tell you that much. Especially when I started to just, one bit of great alone, it was just like,
you killed all of us that time. You did kill us. You kill us. You kill everywhere, everybody, anywhere. And I know, seriously, getting to any club, any parties or anything at the time. I don't know if there's anyone who's not heard of that song or who did not get seriously, like megally influenced by that song. Where that kind of inspiration come from? I mean,
from above, no.
From above?
Yeah. Oh, I just remember it was a hum. That was there for like, I think a few weeks. Then one day I was just singing Ijoya, Awaman Ijoya. And because I've listened to a lot of Afrobeat, I wanted a sub hook. That was the main hook, but I wanted a sub hook. No one has ever done like a fusion hip hop song with a sub hook. It's always one chorus. So I wanted a double chorus. So lyrics lori gongo, oro lori gongo, shola lori gongo, so like complemented one another. And then I've been listening to a lot of Nelly. I didn't want to do a dry rap. I wanted the rap this time to be melodious. Really melodious and then I started writing, I started putting it down, played it to my brother. My brother Biodun was like, this is mad, and then he brought this Ijinle vibe, It's because the way I delivered it, said no, I said I should put it like like that typical Ijile Yoruba kind of vibe.
Yes.
Then put that on it. It was ready. Like I said, I sampled the dish to Mr. Kojo. Mr. Kojo was like, this is it. JJC was just, he was
mesmerized.
He was just screaming in the studio like,
Oh,
this
my days.
is a smash. This is a smash. You understand? So we started to program all that.
Did you believe it at the time that it was a smash within yourself?
I knew. Yes,
believe it?
I knew I had something special. I knew I was on to something really, really special, especially with the template that I had built around it as well. The fusion of the garage and the talking drums, the syncopation, then the BPM. It was really, really pacey and racy. You understand? Then I brought it to backbone music because I loved the syncopation that JJC had with Don Jazzy. Came to the studio. This is it. Started. Then we put it down together. They fleshed out. I brought like a vision. So they fleshed it out. I knew I had to entrust it into put it into trusted hands. And then that was it. It was just.
What was
just
Don
crazy.
Jazzy like at that time?
He doesn't say a word.
He
would just. But I remember when we finished the vocals, it was just like, because it was one of those days where Skills had to go off, to one of his gigs outside London because we started, working on it together. Me, Don Jazzy, and JJC Skills. So JJC had to go outside London. So when I had to do some more vocals, then that day it was me and Don Jazzy in the studio, and I think the melodious flow thing as well. And then JJC now came back, listened to it again, put some touches, did the mix, did the mastering, the kicks, everything stood, It was just, it was such a beautiful chemistry, between three of us, me, Skills, and Don Jazzy. But when we had finished recording and programming, then we needed the talking drum. And the funniest part was that when Mr. Culture came, he now came with the way he walked in tonight. He came with the talking drums, and he came because he has all these things, omele, bata, everything. So he was like Shule, because he calls me Shule. Shule, say Shule. At the end, there was an end.
Yeah.
I was just saying things. Then he started playing. He was adding some things to it. It was just. So we cooked a proper dish. Yes, me, Don Jazzy, Skills, and Mr. Culture. It was just
because that was something that I know generated a bit of. Everyone was wondering because another thing again is so you went. Where's you, Seth? I don't understand. Why does it have to be everybody do video? You decided to go and do animation.
Yes, now that's
for
the
a
point.
hit song.
That's the point.
When did they give you liver? When do you feel you have the confidence to just do anyhow? Seriously.
Creativity. And I'll tell you the story behind the video.
Right.
We had already shot the non-animated video, and the director was wasting time. But sometimes your plan B is actually going to become your plan A. You understand? And like I said, at the time, I was a risk taker. And I loved the internet at the time. I like to dig. I've always been somebody who digs, and I just saw this movie. I said, animated movie. Then I saw the name of the director, Obinna Nwekwe. I said, this one a Nigerian now. Then I saw his email address, and I sent a message that this is who I am, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, he has never done a music video before. I said, if you can do a movie, I'm sure you can do a music video. So he said, send me the song. The moment I sent Obinna the song, it was a rap. He said, I have to be part of this. I have to be part of this, So he told me, film yourself. I want to see your gestures. I want to capture your essence, your personality. Send me pictures. Just send me everything. So I started to email him stuff. I can never forget. Hotmail. Then the first few frames.
Hotmail.com.
Then the first few frames.
Young people don't know what is that today.
Wow. So the first few frames, then I'll say, correct my denture, my teeth look a bit bigger. They're not as big as that. So we're going back and forth, and he would render the frame, he will send it. He will render a frame. My friend Queen was like, are you sure say this thing not before? And I said, no, this thing is not for one. I know this thing is real low. This thing is not for one. Look at what he's doing. This is not for one. I know where he's literally working. Look at what he's doing. Look at my message. Look at the reply. I will send something. He will send a reply. I'm like, this is not for one. And you see, honestly, when God is involved in something, you would know. It was the same year that PayPal actually started.
Ooh, okay.
Because that's how I paid him. Yeah, that's how I paid him. It was PayPal. And the mystery, till today, if Obina walks into this room, I walk past him. Till today, I don't know what he looks like.
Well, you never met him.
We never met. It was so even.
Well, you never met him even up till now.
Never.
So
I'm
your
telling you
biggest, literally your biggest hit, the biggest video that you decided to put stubbornness and agility and everything to make this biggest video that became a hit, you still have never met the person who made it.
Never. If he walks inside,
I'm struggling to understand that.
If he
Did he not?
If he walks into this room, I don't.
But the video go everywhere now.
That's why I'm telling you. There was a lot of. There was. I've never ever called Ijoya a song. I'm not joking now.
What do you call it?
I call it a gift from God. It's not a song. I tell people it is not a song because the things that were happening around it, around the conception, around the birth, the way things fell into place, you can just tell that there's something divine upon this. It's not just one of those songs that you just go into the studio to record. The things that surrounded it, the video, the payments, the this, the that. Then he sent it to me. And then I do a rough copy to somebody called Hamid, I think it's Hamid Iju. Right. At the time, he was representing Africa at MTV. So he calls me in 40 minutes. So in 40 minutes, he sends me a message. Can you come to MTV? I said, can I? Yes, I can. You understand? I literally go up to another studio, do the conversions to Betacam to DVCam. You know, I go straight to Deptford. I parked my car. That is not a car movement, train movement.
The grantees.
Did everything. Went to MTV base, the West End. And one thing that I would never ever forget, I saw people standing around, watching the video for the very, very first time.
The same animation video that you have not met this guy.
I knew that. I was onto something.
But are you still in contact with this guy though? Because that's a bit.
We lost contact. We spoke for a while.
Yeah.
And then we lost contact.
Wow. Okay.
And then that was the first time that I was emotional, because I saw the way people, you know, milling around in the viewing room at MTV base. And he came back out and told me the day that it was going to get played. 26th of August 2005. He said that would be the first time that we'll play the video.
On MTV.
And I will never forget on my way back.
Was it MTV? Because I know
MTV,
MTV
proper
base.
MTV base, not MTV Africa. MTV base.
Right.
And for the first time on my way back on the train, I had tears. Tears.
Wait, at the time we didn't have YouTube.
Tears. No, we didn't have YouTube.
So MTV,
OTV,
Channel
MTV,
O.
Channel O.
Those were the music channels at the time.
And then there was this UK channel.
They
pushed a lot of urban. They pushed a lot of urban. And then we had our own. What's this guy's name? Oh, we had this Nigerian TV station. No, you know, we had this Nigerian TV station based in Tottenham, in North London.
I was not in the UK at the time. So.
We were in the UK at the time.
I didn't know what was going on in the UK at the time. And I was struggle with that time.
And then it got played. And then Ijoya Marshall called me up and said, if you do not come back to Nigeria in 2 weeks, I will never ever speak to you again.
Same Ijoya Marshall?
Yes, he said, your song is all over the place, Shola. Get you out of the United Kingdom and get you back home. It's time to cut your ties, come back home. Then I went back home. Going back home, that's another story. I was afraid because I only had £25 in my pocket.
Before we get into going back on, which we're going to come into next, I just need to go. So when you did, because you did this animation videos, and that created a lot of, you know, not controversy, but people were just wondering, like, because one thing that really stood out also in Ijoya was the gong drum.
Yes.
So at that time, everyone was wondering, like, so who actually did the drum? So now you're saying it was the same.
Mr. Culture.
This man is still.
Yes.
Until today, still they run the team. They play for
Yes.
Queen. They play for
Yes.
King. They play for
Yeah.
everybody. The
Yep.
same Mr. Culture.
Yes. Those talking drums were
I'm
not
putting it out there
sampled.
now. So if you don't know, now you know. Mr. Culture.
Mr.
Not me
Culture.
today, and I don't run the
Mr.
culture.
Culture. Mr. Culture, Ayon the first.
I know the first.
Used to be known as Ayon Doshu. Then he rebranded Ayon
Yeah.
the first, Mr. Culture. You know, because people were asking, did you sample? I said, we didn't sample. Did you program? No, we didn't program.
It
They were
was live.
played
gong gong.
live.
And it's the same Mr. Culture
On the
we
recording.
start the show today.
So-
Mr. Culture, we are feeling you, sir.
So we got to put that out.
On the
you know.
next thing. Now we know. All right. So you went to Nigeria quickly. Let's
So-
run into that, baby,
so
because it's
going-
very important. Because I think that's a very important one, because a lot of young people, especially people, not just Nigerians,
Yeah,
Africans, and so many others,
Yeah.
immigrants. At some points, we kind of have to go back.
Of course.
So that making that transition, which is
Yeah.
kind of where you want to touch on now. So, yeah, let's go.
I was afraid a bit because I'm like, I've only got 25 pounds. How do I go back home with 25 quid? But I looked at my other hand. You know, God will say, what do you have in your hand? But I looked at my other hand. I've got a smash in my hands. Forget the 25 pounds
Oh,
thing.
shit.
You know.
Choose
Then-
God.
Then,
That's all.
and then boom, you know, came back home. I was shocked. The song was all over the place. Under 2 weeks, it was like fire. It just boom. Interviews, this, that, bam, bam, bam. And the MTV push was like a major advantage.
Major advantage, yeah.
That was
yeah.
a blessing.
Nigerians like for it.
You know,
like, at the
don't
times,
mind,
you know.
don't
They
mind
play the
us.
abroad, it must be nice, that kind of thing, yeah.
Emma Dawalum.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the local TV stations like, we don't have the copy.
They want
you
to
know?
jump on the
So
bandwagon.
boom, 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 boom. You know. And then the next hurdle, we now needed to get a marketer. Song we don't blow. We waited for marketer for like 9 months. I was freaking out like, this song, you know. But eventually a marketer came, and then from the marketer, the shows, the concerts, the awards, you know. Channel Awards was like, it was just an email message. I even talked with na 419. I just saw the email. Congratulations, you've been nominated.
Channel O Awards.
Yeah, Channel O Awards.
At the time, Channel O was
the
like,
time,
it's essentially like
major.
Grammy. It was major. in Africa.
Major.
I remember Channel O
You know,
Awards, yeah.
major. So I called up the guy. If you remember that guy, the guy with the locks, who was the major presenter.
Right.
I'm like, guy, I want to be sure that this thing is not a scam. I got an email. Say, yeah.
Channel O Awards in South Africa.
Yeah, you've been nominated, man. What's wrong with
Wow.
you? You've been
Wow.
nominated your best
Wow.
animation video of the year.
Wow. Wow.
You know, and it was straightforward. No drama.
So this
Just-
video that you took a chance on, that you just stuck to your guts and believed in.
Just check your box, your ticket is there, everything is there, there was no drama. There's somebody at the airport to pick you up. I remember that year was me, Daria Talade, Lagbaja, Dibanj, Don Jazzy, everybody, Sasha, Jasmine Olofi, everybody, the whole crew,
taking us back now.
Obiasika, everybody. You
Yes.
know, Lagbaja, we just all got en route, Sauce Kid, TJ Balogun, and it was like Niger we just picked up, we cleared the awards that
cleared
night,
everything.
you know, and I wasn't feeling too well, I remember. And you know, my own award category was towards the tail end of the ceremony. So people, as I was saying, the band Revolution of the Year, I said, hey, R&B of the Year, Daria Saladi.
Yeah.
I think Pop of the Year, Lagbaja. People were just picking up. I was like, hey, I was not leaving this place empty-handed. But Ken and Dimo were already like, Shala, you're my win, Keni now. You're going to win this thing. Best animation video.
Yeah.
Calm down now. And then the song is powerful now. And then what the female presenter just said, and the next award category, best animation of the year. The moment she just said, from Nigeria.
Oh, shit, you knew it was you.
Everywhere just scattered. From Nigeria with MC Ijoya.
Wow.
You know,
That must feel to you like a huge justification of your belief of your self-belief, like sticking by what you actually really believe in.
You can be influenced by what's happening around you, but come back and shake the tables. even our Afrobeats right now, we need to shake some tables. Because we need to take it to another level. Now it's been acceptable. What's next?
What's next? Correct. Now
We can't be sleeping on
okay,
a bicycle.
for the past 1 hour, we have any hours, we're talking your journey and all that. Your journey has helped bring you to this, and I'm glad you've touched on that now. Afrobeats as it is currently. First of all, what's your view on it?
It's a beauty to behold. You know, the seeds we've planted, and you see this huge harvest taking place. But like I said, there's more. And I've had the privilege to be a part of that movement. Allen Avenue Afrobeat, Ijoya Afrobeats. You understand? I believe that was the seed. But like I said, like now, we now need to go totally crazy with the sound. We have to come with something.
How do you mean? Totally crazy? Like in what way?
Go left field with it. Bring a whole new interpretation, a whole new expression with it. Something really different. Now it's been accepted, but where do we go from here? Otherwise, it could get stale. We now have to take it to another level.
Okay.
You know, if you look at the likes of Timbaland, look at the likes of Missy Elliott, look at what they do to music. Look at what look at what Pharrell does to music. Look at what will.i.am does to music. You know, we can dig deeper now, and people were like, "Oh, we never saw that coming."
So Afrobeat is a stand on its own. First of all, where do you see yourself in this current stand, and how? Because I know we're just going to quickly touch on that, even though we don't have a lot of time.
As a kingdom creative. As a kingdom creative.
Is that what you call it? Kingdom creative. Is that what it is? Is that like the...
I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian. Yet does that should not even stop me from creating music.
So what are you going to create? Afrobeat or Christian music?
Music.
Are you still going to create like Ijoya?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, and then, do you know what? Let me tell you what the biggest problem is.
Yeah.
We tend to label things. Christian music, gospel music.
But we got it, because that's what people want. People need to know what they're listening to. Don't you get it? Because we can't just say music is music. Ijoya is a great music.
Yes, it's a great song.
It's still like an Afrobeat music. It's a great music
It's
that
a
everyone
song.
can listen anyway. Burna Boy is singing Last and all that. It's a great music that the world is
a great song.
accepting, but it's still an Afrobeat music. It has to have a tag. Otherwise, when you want to put it on Spotify, how do you label it?
Music.
Nah.
It doesn't necessarily. You don't necessarily. You know what's happening like today.
Yeah.
We've limited ourselves to labels.
It is kind of what it
That's
is,
what I
isn't it?
think. Yeah.
Because like I said, if you have to put it on Spotify, if you have to put it on Apple TV,
Okay, let me make
you
it simple
have
for
to
you.
put it under a label.
Let me make it
You can't
simple
just say music.
Let me make it simple for you.
Okay.
I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian who belongs to the kingdom of God, and I make music. Period. I make Afrobeat music. I could make it jazz. It could be hip hop. It could be everything.
What do you think of Naira
But
Marley?
my essence
What do
is
you think of
different.
Naira Marley?
Of Naira Marley, he's an artist. He's creating
Do
music.
you like his music?
He's rattling cages.
What do you think of his videos?
His videos. I don't even watch his videos. I know where you're going, but I don't even watch
Why
his
don't you
videos.
watch his
No,
videos?
I don't watch his videos.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I don't really watch his videos.
Why don't you watch his videos?
I don't know. But I don't really watch his videos.
But what do you think of him as an artist?
I think he's very, very clever.
Yeah.
He's got his name on everybody's lips. He understands. He truly understands. He understands the business. He understands the art.
Okay.
You know, I love Burna.
Right.
I love Simi. I love AG.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge
So with you,
Tiwa Savage fan.
so with you and God, what happened?
What happened? He found his child again, and his child went back to
Were
him.
you lost?
We're all lost without him.
Am I lost?
If he's in your life, if he's in your life, you're not lost. But if we're without him, honestly, if we're actually without him, we are lost.
Yeah.
We might not feel like, no, I'm not really lost, but you get to that point where you come to the end of yourself and you start to see, I really need him in everything that I do. So it's like,
Why
okay,
did you think
so-
that?
so
Why
it's
did
like-
you think that you needed him? What was missing in your life that you thought, oh, I really need God now?
Okay, it started with the loss of a very, very, very good friend, normal loss. You understand? That really, really messed me
Bless
up
his soul.
big time. You understand? And I just also started to experience this pull. Like there was more. There was more. There was just more. That's all I knew, that there was really, really, really more. And
What
at
do
the
you say
time,
more? What do you
and
mean
at the
more?
time, there's more than to us just waking up in the morning and just going off to do our thing. And
Could it just be that you were getting older and maybe just, like I say, old age?
It's nothing to do with age.
So
They're
what was this
teenagers.
more? What was this? Is it more money? Is it more what? More what?
There's more to life.
Yeah.
We're spirit beings. We're spirit, soul, and body. We're tripartite triune beings. And if all we want to do is just do, the flesh and the soul, what happens to the spiritual? So that started to happen to me. I started to have that awareness. I had a mentee at the time. Her name is Aisha. Took her to church.
Aisha
One
who?
evening, Aisha.
Aisha who?
A meeting. What's her? Aisha Richmond.
Okay.
That's her surname. And she would speak to me about things sometimes. She would witness Jesus to me. I used to say,
Hang on. Aisha.
Aisha.
That sounds like a Muslim name.
Aisha Rickman.
So Aisha is a Christian.
Aisha is a Christian.
Wow. Okay.
It's not about the name. No, but I understand. That's that's a whole religion thing,
Right,
And
right.
for me personally, I don't do the Christian Muslim thing as well. I don't even do it. I tell people straight, I'm
Yeah.
a child of God. Period.
Yeah.
These days I just say I'm a child of God. I don't really go into that. Oh, you're a Christian. You're a Christian.
Yeah.
So she started to witness. I'll say, oh, I've heard, but I don't want to backslide. I've heard people say things like backslide. She was like, why are you thinking that way? So one of those days, I went to drop her in church.
Right.
We went for a meeting, and what I noticed that day was that the church was empty. And I was wondering, that's odd. Why is the church empty? But some things are just preordained to be that way. And then her pastor walked in. We just started talking about stuff, He started to talk about Jesus. He just started to talk about the eternal and stuff like that. And it's really funny because I was already starting to vibe on that level. Like, there's more than just doing the music, just being big, wear MC. There's more. That's like, there was just this unrest in my spirit that there was more. There was something missing. Do you understand? And he started to talk, and I just said, why not? And then, said the prayer and everything. But it didn't stop there. Then I started to really search, started to dig into the word. My friend who came with me, she's sitting here, her name is Cynthia. I started to ask her, because I remember that she's born again, so I started to ask her questions. Okay. So she started to give me pointers. Do this, go read this, go do this, go do that, and everything. And that was how my journey started. Do you understand?
So what's coming now? What's this new vibes? What's this new ginger that's coming now, man? What are we looking towards now?
You're looking at alternative. You're looking at Afrobeats. You're looking at fusion. You're looking at. I don't want to give too much away. Do you understand? I like to keep it close to my chest before.
Right. Okay, cool. One more thing. I mean, I'm sure our teaming audience, everybody will not forgive me if I don't touch on this issue, which you probably know where I'm going to now. It's like, are you married?
Am I?
Married.
Am I married? No, I'm not.
You ever been married?
No.
Are you in a relationship?
No.
You ever been in a relationship?
Have I ever been in a relationship? Yes, I have.
I mean, like, romantic relationship.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you in a relationship now?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship right now. Yeah, I'm in a relationship with God, yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
You're not in a romantic relationship with God.
Maybe it's not
Are you
time.
in a romantic relationship with a
I'm not
human being?
I'm not in a romantic relationship. I'm not
With
in
a human being?
relationship.
No.
What do you mean with a human being?
I mean, a romantic relationship. Forget God now. Forget
No,
God.
not
Let's
right
leave
now.
God aside now. No?
No, not
Have
now.
you been in a
Not
romantic?
right now.
Have you
Not right
been
now. Not
any
right
time
now.
recently?
I've answered your question.
Not any time. Not now.
I
Okay.
have
Have you been any
answered
time
you.
recently?
I have answered your
Okay.
question.
When was the last time you were in a romantic?
I have answered your
No.
question.
When was the last time you were in a
Let's
romantic?
talk about something else.
We have talked. How
Leave
many
my
hours
personal.
now?
Leave my personal. Leave my
No.
personal. Leave my
No.
personal
I
life
have to
alone.
be an ambassador for my fans.
And I've
For my
answered
our
you.
audiences.
But I've answered you.
No, you have not answered.
I've answered you.
When was the last time you were in a romantic
That's
relationship?
personal stuff, though.
It would be nice if we know. It is personal, but
Why
it'd be
though?
nice if we
It's
knew.
personal.
Of course, there's
My
no
fans
disputing
know
that.
the kind of person I am. I'm very, very personal.
What do you mean the kind of person you are? What does that
they,
mean?
they know that I'm very, very personal. I'm very, very private.
But seriously, let me get your view on marriage. What do you think about marriage?
I think that marriage is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. But I also believe that you have to be happy to be in marriage. And I believe that we've also missed it because we've refused to follow the one who actually created that institution of marriage. But if you find the right person, honestly, I believe that it's very, very beautiful. It's a gift.
Are you going to get married?
I don't know. I
Do you
don't know.
think you
I
will?
don't know what my future holds.
Would you love to get married?
Would I love to get married? I don't know. I don't know.
No. This is a direct question. Now.
I have
This is
answered
something-
you.
No, would you love to?
What is your issue with me? I don't know.
No. Are you going to get married?
I don't know.
I understand that. But would you? This is your decision now.
That's what I'm
would
saying.
Would you love to? No. Listen. One thing I picked from this today is that you are always a very decisive person. You always know what you want.
Yes.
You cannot back down on this. You cannot say on this one topic you don't know, because for that's why I kept hammering on different bits, because that's one thing you've established today. You've always been very clear. Clarity has never been an issue for you. You've been very clear on what you want. You got to be clear on this issue. Are you going to get married?
I don't know. I'm watching.
What are you watching?
I'm watching because I see the way culture has poisoned this gift. And I don't want to be a part of that poison. But like I said, if the right person comes along,
that.
if the
What
right
gift,
person,
what poison? What are you talking about?
it's been poisoned of culture. It's been poisoned of tradition. It's been poisoned. Oh, I'm the leader. I'm the head. I'm the this. I'm the that. You know, no one is saying that you're not the leader. No one is saying you're not. No one is saying that you're not the neck. No one is saying that you're not the neck or the whatever. You know, and I think because I've seen. Let me not lie to you. I've seen a lot of the negative side of marriage.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of makes me a bit nervous in a sense, I believe. But like I said, I do not know. I do not know what the future holds.
Okay, cool. Let's leave it at that. Cool. No, I surrender. So we're just going to round up on one thing now, which is essentially what we try to do on this thing. So that's your camera, right? So essentially you would please talk to, like you experienced stuff growing up in Nigeria and all these places and all that. There's a lot of young people today, younger people who would love to attain, even if it's half of what you have, or love to at least do the things you did, or at least get some level of success and all that. And based on your experience, based on your journey, how will that young kid in Zimbabwe, in Nairobi, in Lagos, in all these places, how will they navigate that dream? What are your words to them to make that dream happen?
First things first. Always remember your gift doesn't belong to you. So first of all, start from that standpoint of going to the one who gave you the gift, your creator. Surround yourself with very, very real people. Put in the work. Write your songs. Just have fun. But surround yourself with very, very real people. People that will keep you grounded. And it's work. And it's going to take time. And cut away from the microwave mentality. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a walk. And it's not a walk through the park. Failure is part of the process, but just get up, move on, learn. If whatever anybody throws at you, gather, move on. And you will look back and be like, yeah, I did that. And please, whatever you do, pray. And I wish you all the best, and I love you.
Wow. Listen, for me personally, I hope it has been the same for audience as well. It's been a massively inspirational session talking to you. Thank you so very much for sharing your thoughts, your views, your beliefs, your identity, everything with us. We really, really, really appreciate you coming on this, man. And I really sincerely hope that our people have learned so much for this. Thanks, sis.
Thanks for having me.
Much appreciation. Yeah,
Love
come,
you guys.
let us clink. Let's clink the clink. Even though you refuse to take, you took water. Just to be clear, now water.
It's no vodka.
That's it, sister. Come on, man. Let's. Come. Thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.